Yes, this is the other continuity. So when we came back from the city where the parents live, on Sunday, the following week, or Sunday morning, around, if I'm not mistaken, that was around 4:30. Around 4:30, I was almost as if I am already at wake. I saw a hand. This hand, you see, is not a normal human hand. Just put the hand on my lap and rub it and tap me. He said, wake up. I felt it, tap my foot, my lap. Get up, Liberty, start a church now. You know, when I hear that voice, I don't delay. I woke my wife up. I said, dear, I said, God said I should start a church. He said, we just got married now. I said, that is what God said. And we are. He said, when? I said, now. So that Sunday morning, we were not ready to go to Palma. So the church where I once attended, then I have to go and visit them. And I told the man of God that I want to start a church. So we now called the set man, the bishop of the church in England. We had a communication. I said, I want to, because I don't want to be a general overseer. It was not in my system at all. I just want to serve as I've been serving all along. That is all I'm used to. So the man, I said, okay, I should do the ministry in his name, that he will allow. I was very happy. So the bishop then was calling me every day. We were communicating, and we had a lot of talk. Without the other church in Palma knowing that I was always on the bishop call. Every day, sometimes twice a day, the wife will call to encourage me. So we came back. So as I was coming back from Palma, this is where the whole thing was. The man does the whole thing, that when I get to my city, I should give him a call. Ask me, when am I going to start? I said, I'm starting the church today. This evening, I just believe I will just, as I get home, I will call some people. That was what was in my mind. I will call some people and say, I want to start a church. Come and join me. So I was in the train on my way from Palma to Ferrara. I've said this story many times, just that I must say what I know. I've never changed it for 20-something years. Then, a friend that knows, if he doesn't know me as a Christian, he won't say that. He just called me. I was asking God, how do I go about this? Also, if I tell these people that I want to start a church, will they even talk? I mean, what will they think? I was actually thinking that, then just praying. Then the call came. I picked the call. It was my friend. His name then was called Aslem Kokoni. He said to me that, where am I? I said, I'm coming from Palma, coming to Ferrara. I said, something just came up. Now I said, what? He said, I am with somebody. They call this guy Lucky Udo. He said, I'm in his house. Do you know that friend I once met, the first person I met in this city, that I was saying there is a Nigeria Association president? His name is Kevin. He was in their midst. They were holding a meeting while I was going to meet a pastor in Palma. I never told them anything. They are still alive today. We never discussed. I never told them a word that I was going for. I'm coming because I went to meet a pastor on how to start a church. I never discussed with them. It was the Aslem Kokoni who called me, said, we are about 5 or 6 of us in this place. We want you to start a church in Ferrara and we will support you. He never knew what I was coming for. And immediately I had known this moment that God has made a way for me. So I left my wife in Palma that day. I was coming alone. I left Palma that day with my wife. I was coming to Ferrara. Immediately we got to Ferrara, it was around 5. Exactly 6 o'clock, I went downstairs. People that were living in floor 1 is still there today. His name is Japhet. And he is one of the ministers in the church, also a senior minister. As a matter of fact, he's one of the senior ministers. So Japhet, and I told him, this is what I want to do. And that the other group, Aslem and all those, they are coming to my house now. So I have to talk to them because we live in the same building. So then I spoke to another person called Prince. So there were just about 4 of them in that apartment. So they left floor 1 to meet me floor 8 around 7. So we had the meeting in my kitchen. I teach. I taught them. I told them the vision to start a church. And the first thing I told them, I said, my fundamental belief is the fear of the Lord and the faith. But what is the name of the church? I told them I'm going to be doing it under a bishop. And that was what I want to do, because I don't want to be a general overseer. Praise the Lord. So they now said, okay, let's go. We prayed that evening. The church started that very evening, 19th of August. 19th of August, no, not 19th of August, before a Sunday before 19th of August, that happened. Then the following Sunday, we started. So we started 19th of August. So the first Sunday before 19th of August, that was our first meeting. But the day we opened and we got a place to start was 19th of August. So that was how the ministry began. So the vision and the drive I received from Parma to Rovigo all the way to Ferrara started just like that. And when we started, in fact, the very first Sunday, we came together 19th of August under a store given to us by one of the guy doing this it's just 2 persons. I won't say husband and wife, then they were just together running this business center. They gave us the space for free. They asked us not to pay. Our duties to clean up, maintain, and etc. So our first meeting, we were about 32 people. Our first meeting, it was an explosion, because before that day, throughout that week before we started, I was on fasting all through. I fasted one day. I so fast that my wife begin to get afraid, because my prayer time then, I will pray. I was maintaining 8 hours prayer every day. 8 hours. Not that I will pray and I leave. If I want to go and pray, I will stand and pray for 8 hours before I will sit down. So the total number of hours I pray in 24 hours will be 12 hours every day for straight 7 days. So at the time we were starting the church exploded. 35 people, 32 people, excluding some few children. Not children really. There was a little boy, then there were 1 or 2, but they were not really children like that, maybe age 9, age 10. But the total number of adults was 32. If you add those children, maybe 34, 35. That was how the ministry started. And God was really moving greatly. We stayed there in that place for 3 months. 3 months in that small place. Within that 3 months, there was some certain stress. And October 31st, that period they normally change time. It was October 30th, 31st. That was the very day they changed the time. There was some confusion somehow, and we find ourselves going into a more bigger space near the shop, and that place was a real standard place for church. Can take over 200 people as at then, and we rented that place paying 1,200 as at that time. And that was how the church the church we see today, that is 23 years, that was how the church came into existence. You see, a vision, if God gives you a vision, there's going to be, we had a lot of challenges, so we're not talking about challenges today. So to start the church you see today, yes, we are not much like you say Nigerian church, But the energy we burn to arrive to this point, if other people, I hear them burn such, that energy, that time commitment is not, they've really gone wide. But where we are, that is why we are coming now. This is where I'll be able to make my point. The energy and the time, the commitment we put in the ministry, I don't think if I put it in the places today, if God has called me there, if I put that energy, it would have been something else. So why are churches not doing well in Europe? That is where I'm going now. If only you can listen as a pastor, those of you who are coming up, why is that church are not doing that well in Europe, in Italy, in Germany? You will hear it. The reason is what I'm about to tell you now. The spirit involved, you will get to know them.